Good morning, Pastor Brian here. Thank you for joining me today as we read a psalm a day. Today we'll be reading Psalm 81 together. As I do each day, I'll be reading from the Common English Bible Translation. And let's hop into Psalm 81 without further ado. Rejoice out loud to God, our strength. Shout for joy to Jacob's God. Take up a song and strike the drum. Sweet lyre along with harp. Blow the horn on the new moon at the full moon for our day of celebration. Because this is the law for Israel. This is a rule of Jacob's God. He made a decree for Joseph when he went out against the land of Egypt, when I heard a language I did not yet know. I lifted the burden off your shoulders. Your hands are free of the brick basket. In distress, you cried out, so I rescued you. I answered you in the secret of thunder. I tested you at the waters of Meribah. Listen, my people. I'm warning you. If only you would listen to me, Israel. There must be no foreign god among you. You must not bow down to any strange deity. I am the Lord your God who brought you up from Egypt's land. Open your wide mouth. I will fill it up. But my people wouldn't listen to my voice. Israel simply wasn't agreeable toward me. So I sent them off to follow their willful hearts. They followed their own advice. How I wish my people would listen to me. How I wish Israel would walk in my ways. Then I would subdue their enemies in a second. I would turn my hand against their foes. Those who hate the Lord would grovel before me, and their doom would last forever. But I would feed you with the finest wheat. I would satisfy you with honey from the rock. Well, that's the end of Psalm 81, a rather short one again. One of the things that really stuck out to me, actually, there were kind of two things that really stuck out to me. The first is in the beginning of the psalm when they're celebrating God, it talks about the different instruments. And what I love about that is it talks about the lyre and the harp. It talks about the horn being blown at the new moon, the drum, all of these different instruments being played in this kind of psalm of praise. I'm just going to say it. I tend not to, but we'll just get it out there. At least the beginning of the psalm is very much full of praise, and it's about worship and all of these different instruments being celebrated at worship. And I love that. I love that different instruments are being used, and I love it when we get to experience different instruments being used in worship. The other thing I want to say is that what is somewhat different, not like unique as in it's the only one, but unique as in it's not often done, I don't believe, is that this psalm uh, has the psalmist taking on the voice of God. And it's not too dissimilar from a psalm that we just heard, in which the people are not necessarily following God's way, but in this one, it's God, as if with the psalmist speaking from God's voice. Sorry, I was trying to form my words. Uh, God does not sound angry. In some of these lament psalms, we hear uh, the psalmist experiencing God is angry and upset. And here we have the psalmist speaking, as if it were God speaking. And God's just saying, I wish you would follow my ways. You would do so much better. You would prosper so much more. And I would love to do the things for you. And I just love that when it's actually God speaking, God is coming from a place of love and care and concern, and that God is not upset. God's just kind of, that parent that just shakes their head when they see their child doing dumb things that they shouldn't be doing, and you've told them not to do it, and they just go and bang their head against the door, and you tell them not to bang their head against the door. So I just love that God has this patience, this love, this waiting, and just come back to me, listen to me, follow me. And when you do, all of these things are waiting for you. And that I want to bless you even more than I already do. And so the instruments and that love of God through patience and concern is what really stuck out to me today. So what stuck out to you? Write it down. Share it with a friend, share it with us. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and God bless.